In this session, we're going to take a look at SImpleSeps 3 automatically generated white bases. One of the most valuable features in the plugin, in my opinion, is the auto-generated white bases. When you're doing white bases manually, it's quite easy to make a mistake. You forget to change the size of an outline or something like that. You get on press, you find out you've got an error. You forget to choke in a certain place or something like that. And then you have to take the screen down, you have to reclaim the screen, fix the separations, put the film back out, you've lost time and material. But with SImpleSeps 3, you can generate your white bases automatically, eliminating the opportunity for human error. You can also auto-choke your untinted bases so that you can actually choke, literally in a matter of seconds, your white bases and then take out the press and set up. Let's take a look at this. I want to go ahead and zoom out here, and I'm going to go ahead and delete the logo here. Not going to need that. We've got our lumberjack here, and I'm going to go ahead and go to my advanced tools. I'll get my SImpleSeps 3. I'm going to bring that over here. I'm going to go to my color management. I'm going to create a palette. I'm going to select my black, yellow, red, white, and brown, and I'll do my conversion. Go ahead and select OK. I'm not going to need my palette tint. I can close that. I'm going to go to separations, and I'm going to select Generate Underbase. I'm going to change my raster conversion to none, so I'm not going to halftone rip. I'm just going to make my separations here to show you how you can create your white base instantaneously. And really, after several white bases, the SImpleSeps will have paid for itself just in the time that it saved you. Now, looking at this, I've got selected Generate Underbase. I'm untinted. My next step is I'm going to go ahead and click on Generate Separations, select OK, let that process, and we'll see that literally here, in a matter of seconds, I have all of my color separations and my white base. Now this white base doesn't have any color under the black. We don't put a white base under black in screen printing. We only put white base under the colors that we're going to lay down color on, except for the black. And if we go through our pages here, we can see all of our color separations set up so that we can preview those before we output them, as you can see there. So being able to generate a white base has never been easier or faster. Now let's go ahead and undo this. And I'm going to go ahead and choke this. We'll give this a 1-point choke. And now I'm going to click on Generate Separations. Once that's finished processing, what I actually end up with is a monochrome bitmap. This monochrome bitmap has been perfectly choked 1 point. I like to do this with the monochrome bitmaps just so that I can verify them. You know, one of the biggest functionalities, I guess, or the biggest benefits of working with SImpleSeps Raster is it's going to help you eliminate errors and color separations out in production. And I always like to verify things. So I'll hit Control-C here. I'll go all the way back to page 1. I'll go ahead and paste in. And I'll change the color of this to, say, let's go with something like this green here, because I don't have any green in the design. Then if I zoom in here and take a look, you can see that this monochrome bitmap has been choked back perfectly 1 point around underneath all of the different colors. And it was done literally in a matter of 4 or 5 seconds. Now if I wanted to add more to that, I could. Go ahead and hit Control-Z and I'll undo, and we'll go back here to the original object. And you'll see that you could also put a 2-point choke if you wanted, right here. Now let's take a look at a tinted base, which is different than an untinted base, and we don't want to choke these because we'll get some issues if we do. But I'll go ahead and click on Generate Separations with the tinted base, which is a little bit different than the untinted base and is really meant to be used for high-end separations and things like that. And all that happens here with a tinted base is all of your colors are converted to a black, but where you have grayscale, those tints were preserved. This type of a tinted base is usually used, as I said, in high-end printing and things like that. And you'll see that SImpleSeps Raster does produce these types of bases. But here, because we're going to be printing the black over, we're not going to need the tints in here. Go ahead and click Undo. So here we can see that working with SImpleSeps Raster, our underbasing options are really going to streamline your workflow and help you reduce or eliminate human error relating to your white bases going out to press. I remember that before I had these tools, I'd sit there and do these manually. And they'd take me 5 or 10 minutes. And if I missed a color or I didn't turn something black that I should have turned black, I'd end up with an area that didn't have the white base under it. And when I was working at Custom Logo, pretty large screen printing shop, this was one of our most frustrating areas, is that we were having issues with white bases from time to time. But now with tools like SImpleSeps 3.0, those types of errors are no longer an issue. So we'll go ahead and wrap here on our white bases, and we'll continue in our next session.